Alright, so hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing a guide for new or more experienced players that people just don't take for granted or completely forget throughout the game. And if you do this properly, Genshin Impact will allow for even more probability. You will be able to really get the free-to-play part of the game out there. You won't have to do all this pay-to-win nonsense that we all normally hear about. So let's get into number one first of all, a very important one. So up first we have maxing too many things or items. This is a common trap that players would not realize until they actually see the cost items take up close. So first of all, items or characters are not cheap to upgrade. They may look cheap because at the start of the game you're getting all this mora and you have all these chests filled with currency, but the materials required to even upgrade it to max and then the mora consumption is not too good. So you're probably wondering, what can we do to counteract that? The first thing, and pretty much the only thing you can do, is to make a setup of characters. This means that you are not just maxing every new character you get, you are coming up with a system. You are changing characters in and out, and instead of maxing artifacts for new characters all the time, you're swapping artifacts out for those characters, and only maxing about 5 characters, and the rest keep them a little lower level. But this only depends on how much you use them. So with that out the way, let's get into a second tip. Alright, so the second one is leaving chests. Now, I'm gonna get into more detail of what that means. Listen, everyone, you have to take this in for account. If you leave a chest randomly in a random spot on the map that you are not going to go back to, you are missing out. Okay, first of all, a chest can hold upgrade materials. I know they may seem useless, but they are necessary. Okay, they're gonna add up over time. Never mind that, chests can give you 10 adventure rank XP for every rank it goes up to. So it starts with a common chest, which is no adventure rank XP, then exquisite, which is 10, then we have precious, which is 20, then you have luxurious, which is 30. These chests add up over time because they respawn. Never mind that, leaving a chest randomly in the world, you are missing out on so much you don't even know. There are proper weapons in chests. There's just low chances of them. So make sure to keep them in mind. Or if you're not gonna do it, mark them on the map. That's another thing that you should keep in mind. Marking the map. Very important. Because if you don't mark the map, you cannot find that chest again. Personally, I would recommend Synergy. I would highly recommend Synergy. Synergy is something that just allows you to completely shred a boss in seconds. Just shown in this video clip. That damage. Now, Synergy should be taken seriously. Certain synergies that we all know is combination of elements, but what we also know about them is that they give increased damage and a debuff, meaning that they'll either take increased damage to something or they might lose something like mobility. Now, if you think just because you're killing these level 30s no problem, just wait. Synergy is impossible to ignore. If you think you could ignore synergy at the higher up levels, you will not even make it to level 80s. Enemies will just have too much armor for you to be able to just do fire damage. You're gonna have to combine and use a series of attacks to completely limit their damage potential and increase your damage output. Listen, the wish system, okay? Something so beautiful, yet dangerous for new players. Now, when you're a new player, you will get all these messages with all these wishes that seem so good. Well, it's true, they are very good. But your best chance is to, first of all, search up how good the character is in the wish system and see if you like them before you try and use all your wishes on them. And don't forget the simple fact that the wish system takes up things like Primo Gems and Stardust. Primo Gems can be used to refill your resin, which we'll get into the next time, or in the next tip. And it can be used for other things, very important, in the future, whatever they add. Also, you have to take in for a fact that not only is Stardust used for it, but you can use Stardust for so much more, okay? Stardust can be used to buy those rare materials that you need to craft things for so dirt cheap, just dirt cheap. And never mind that, you have so much more things in that market than you think. Now, the problem with the wish system is the chances, but if you look at the wish system, it says every 10 wishes you have a chance or guaranteed a 4-star or higher. So the best thing you can do to counteract the wish system overuse is to wait until you have 10 wishes. It's the best idea. You're guaranteed a 4-star, either a weapon or a character, and in that time, you could probably get a lot more Primo Gems. Wishes, there's multiple ways to get wishes. You can get it from the Battle Pass, you can get it from just Adventure Rank rewards, you can even get it from just messages, random messages. So you should always keep an eye out for them. Do not overuse the wish system. First of all, just like I said, maxing too many characters, it's useless. You can't use them all at once. So, yeah. Now, I don't know how to explain this so much. Not only will this ruin your experience for Genshin Impact, but this will also ruin just the time you have and the material you have at the time. Listen, do not, and listen to me on this one, do not waste your time on completely doing bosses, okay? Bosses are good, but what I'm trying to say here is do not repeatedly use or redo a boss by going in and out. If a boss did not drop something, it is just better to go on to another boss. Unless that specific material that you need is from that boss and cannot be acquired from anywhere else, there's always a chance that another boss has a higher chance of dropping it. Also, you'll get really bored of the boss, and you'll end up ruining your experience. With no resin left, you'll have nothing to do. Nothing. Almost everything needs resin. So make sure to think before you use up your resin. And yeah, that will be my quick guide tips and traps to new or more experienced Genshin players. I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'm always trying to improve, and I'll see you guys in the next one.